So yeah, here's part two of the preview of the Premier League fixtures. So we're going to start off with Wolves, who play at Molineux against Brighton. Brighton got a big win at the weekend against Chelsea 4-1. Trossard was outstanding, scored a brilliant goal to open the scoring, and yeah, the fans were buzzing at Brighton. So because it was Graham Potter's return, so that was a really good game. Brighton deserved the win, and it was a massive win 4-1 against a decent Chelsea team. So they'll be coming into this game with a lot of confidence. Wolves, on the other hand, they got a draw at Brentford, so it was all right, but Diego Costa got sent off, so it's a good point on the road for them, but they don't score many goals and they're not as entertaining to watch as they used to be. So I fancy Brighton to keep the ball in this game, dominate possession, create quite a few chances as well, and they're very good on the road, Brighton. So I think they could score maybe one or two, and I expect them to get the win. So I think it's going to be a difficult season for Wolves, a lot more tough than what people had imagined for them. So yeah, I think Brighton will probably win that game, maybe 2-0, maybe 2-1. Also, there's another game between Nottingham Forest against Brentford. So that's a big opportunity for Forest to get 3 points on the back of their previous home game against Liverpool, because you can't keep doing it against teams like Liverpool at home and then just not turning up for the teams, like, no disrespect, but like say your Brentford, Bournemouth and Fulham, so you've lost to them at home but you beat Liverpool, so you've got to do it in every single game, and it's going to be important for Forest to get the win because they've played quite a few teams that you'd expect them to pick up points at home and they've not done so. So like the teams I've just mentioned, so, and they're coming off the back of a big 5-0 loss at Arsenal as well, so they definitely need to get a win in this game. They're rooted to the bottom and they'll target this game for a win, but it's not going to be easy because Brentford are a good team. They beat, so yeah, so Brentford are all right, but they've on the road they've been beat against Aston Villa recently, 3-0, conceded 3 goals in about 15 minutes in the game, and then conceded a few sloppy goals against Newcastle. But sandwiched in that was a home win against Brighton, so it'll be an interesting game. Both teams can feel like they can win this game, and it's going to be a very big game because Brentford are having a bit of a patchy run themselves. But yeah, it's massive for Forest, this one. And yeah, in the evening game, Everton versus Leicester. Leicester was sort of pending against Man City, didn't really get out of the half in the first half, but then they had a big chance when they hit the bar. I think it was Tielemans from Madison Cross. So that was a big chance for them to get something out of that game, but they didn't. But it's going to be interesting because Everton, I think this is a low scoring game because despite Leicester conceding quite a few goals, I read a stat before the past weekend's games that they had the second highest amount of clean sheets, which I was surprised because they do concede a lot sometimes. But yeah, Everton have a really good defence as well. They've got one of the best defences in the league. Good partnership between Tchaikovsky and Conor Cody. So I think it'll be a tight game, low scoring this one. Everton probably slight favourites to win this game. And yeah, they got a 0-0 at Fulham last weekend. Didn't really convert much in the second half of that game. So yeah, it's going to be a low scoring, I reckon. And also on Sunday you've got Newcastle against Southampton. So Newcastle travel down. They'll sell out. They sell out everywhere, Newcastle, and they're on a good wave at the minute, scoring a lot of goals, winning games. Only lost to Liverpool in a tight game where I felt like the referee added on quite a lot of time, but Newcastle did sort of time waste in that game, but that was quite a while ago now. They've got Callum Wilson, who's fit, firing, scoring goals. Bruno Grimmage, who's dictating, running the show. And Almiron's been Almiron since the Jack Grealish comments. So yeah, I think Newcastle will win that game. Southampton are struggling a little bit. Got a good result at home against Arsenal, but yeah, but they need to be getting wins and they're not really getting wins at the minute. And then yeah, West Ham as well on Sunday. So That's East London hosting South East London because they take on Crystal Palace. Palace have had a good form at home, but the results away been okay, but they could be a bit better as well. So they want to try and get the win here at the London Stadium, but it's going to be difficult because West Ham are picking up a bit. They played well against Man United at Old Trafford as well, so yeah, they were unlucky not to get anything out of that game. De Gea made a few fantastic saves, and yeah, West Ham are a good side as well, so it's going to be a good game, that one. And yeah, this is part 2 of the Premier League preview, so let me know what you think and who you think's going to win in the weekend's fixtures.